To go through the gate of honesty, we need to admit, and then we need to think. Somebody say think. Think. We need to think. We need to think about who God has been, who he says he is. What did it say, verse 4? These things I remember as I pour out my soul. I'm pouring out my soul and I'm intentionally thinking. I'm remembering. I'm reviewing. Now, wait a minute. Who does God say he is? What does God say he's true? Because if I only just stay in my agony and don't think very hard, dude, I'll just be roped by my emotions, by my spiritual enemy. I'll never get on to the truth because the pain just is so real. I can't think about anything else unless I think on purpose. This is real, but this is not the whole story. God has things to say about who he is in relation to this difficult thing. So when your mind is cloudy, when your emotions are screaming, we've got to remember, okay, I need to admit that things are wrong, but I've also got to ask the question, but what is true? I need to think about those things on purpose. So our psalmist here, he's essentially trying to talk himself back into a positive state of mind. He's like, bro, it is hard, but remember who God is. Remember where you've been. Remember, God, you will still praise him. Like, this isn't over. God is the kind of God that delivers you. He hasn't delivered you yet, but if you think back to previous times, there's been situation after situation after situation where God came. God got you out. God removed that obstacle. God softened you. God softened somebody else. If you will just think and maybe even write it down and review and say, I've been thinking now for 25 minutes about how I was wronged and about how bad this is. Let me do something else. Let me see if I can spend 5 minutes writing down all the ways God has been faithful to me. When we do that, we change our focus. We glorify God and we begin to think, dude, if you haven't tried it, you should try it. You begin to think differently. Oh yeah, God is like this though. Oh, I remember a situation. This situation is a little bit like this one over here. And I remember regretting that I didn't respond in this situation the way I should probably respond now to the one that is currently happening. There was a gal in our church years ago, and she really struggled with depression. And I asked her what were some things that helped, and she told me a story about how she went to her therapist, and her therapist put a lemon on the table, just a normal lemon, just yellow lemon. And then he asked her to put on these blue tinted glasses. And he asked, what color is the lemon? Well, through the lenses, it looks green because yellow and blue make green. It appears when her vision is a little cloudy, when things are dimmed, this thing looks green. This is how it looks. This is what I think it is. But we always have to ask ourselves the question. If we're going to think clearly, my friends, we have to get, it sounds silly, we have to get in the habit of asking ourselves, but what color is the lemon? But wait a minute, I know it looks green, but what color is the lemon? What color? I know, but see, you're depressed, you're discouraged, you're anxious right now. You're not necessarily seeing things the way they are. You're dimmed. What color is the lemon, though? What color is the lemon? It's yellow. What is true about God despite how you feel? What is true? You might say, well, the lemon feels like it's green and everybody hates me. Okay, but is that really true though? Does everybody hate you? Okay, let's admit there might even be some people that don't like you. But then again, the lemon is yellow and God is for you and not against you. And he's got the most power and his opinion matters the most. And he can revolutionize and rock your life. And he doesn't care what anybody else thinks. So back to the lemon, it's really yellow. It's not green. It feels like I had this one failure. And it feels like that is coloring my entire life. And we say, but what color is the lemon? Well, what color the lemon really is this is just one snapshot in my life. It's one moment. It's not my life. And I'm going to go on, and God has proven to me that he is a redeemer, and he can take even my mess ups and work them together for good. And even because he's so doggone awesome, he can use them to help others. That's what color the lemon really is. But see, I've got this situation where I'm just anxious because I feel like there's this big, big need, and I don't think God is going to provide for it. That's the green lemon. But then we ask ourselves, but what color is the lemon really? Really, it's yellow. And what's really true is Jesus even commands me, you should pray for your daily bread because God plans on providing it for you. You don't need to figure out every detail of your life in one night. You can just go daily praying, God, please give this, please give this, please give this. And whatever you need, he's gonna make sure you get because he's a good father and he takes care of you better than he takes care of the grass of the field or the sparrows of the sky. That's good. Come on, somebody. Hey, let me just encourage. It's for everybody, but the younger you get, maybe the more it's for you. Because we're so inundated with everything online, what is online often, if you just listen with spiritual ears, is the religion of feelings. The religion of feelings will just tell you your feelings are always right. Just listen to your feelings, do what your feelings say, and that means always obey green lemons. Instead, call it a false religion. That's really what it is. It wants the feelings to be your God. No. God is God. And parents, even though they sometimes might not totally understand why we're trying to do this, we've got to keep communicating to our kids, your feelings are important, but they are not God. You need a foundation of life that is deeper than feelings. You need something that's going to last. You need something that's going to remind you that the lemon is really yellow.